Alright, I believe that we are now alive for a whole 10 seconds. There we go. So we're just going to wait a few minutes. Somebody can just let me know that they can hear and see me. That'd be a good thing. We'd be off to a pretty good start. And start it is. Alright. Von Deacon, how are you? Afternoon, Rob. Audio and video working fine. Alright, perfect. Mats, how are you? Good to see you. Let's see. Who else have we got creeping in here? Miss Barbara, how are you? What did you think of the movie last night? Dave, how are you? I made Barbara watch The Time Machine. Alright, we got Kabuki, we got Jeff, Jedi Jeff, Zeblik, Steph, Downriver Vic, Walt. How you doing, Walt? Alright. Alright. So I've been kind of agonizing over this, and I've made a whole series of notes to kind of go over this. Christopher, how are you? I wonder if is Helen out there? Probably not. Alright, well anyways, let's get going because we've got a lot to cover. If you do not like long-winded videos, this one isn't for you. I'm telling you right now. Jeff, how are you? Eugene, how are you? Haven't seen you in a while. Oh, excuse me. Went to SeaWorld yesterday. We went to the Christmas Spectacular. And what a long day. It was actually a night, so we went later. All right, so Terry, how are you? All right, so trying to decide which glasses to use, which one works better. Yeah, if I have notes, you're in trouble. Old and tried to be honest. Old, tired to be honest. Oh, there we go. Kyle, how are you? All right, let me get going here. Now, if you have any comments, please save them for the end. Since Helen isn't here, Kabuki, I don't know how long you can stay. If you can just, if people pop in and start asking questions, tell them to please save their questions for the end. And I'll try to take care of everything I possibly can. I have an email address at novaprime860@hotmail.com. If you email it, you'll probably get a very short answer. So I don't know if that's going to help you. But the most important thing is I will do my best. I'll explain later as we go. All right. So officially, at the beginning of the week, I shut down the Patreon. The Patreon is shut down. There's a number. First of all, it's a great weight off my shoulders. It's something I'll try sort of doing something while I listen. Okay. Do we have any other moderators? Oh, yeah, we do now. Hey, Barb, you're a moderator. You might as well be. I mean, at this point. Barbara and I talk a lot. Add moderator. All right, there we go. Barb, you are officially now a moderator. Normally I say a few things, break out a hat, and throw a little lemon water on you, but... Uh-oh. What happened there? Are we frozen? So, I don't need any... Excellent... Oh, okay, I'm there. So, we don't need, any comments or anything like that during this. I will be addressing this at the end. Okay? So, officially, I closed the Patreon this week. And it is a tremendous weight off my shoulders. There's a whole lot of reasons for it. First of all, it was a failed thing. We did a lot of good things, and I'm going to read off all the things that we did do good, but it was way, way too much. For the last 3 years that we've had it, or no, actually it's like 2.5 or something like that, that we had it, I couldn't do half the things I wanted to do on the channel. I wanted to paint. I wanted to, I would paint things for the channel, but also doing all this Patreon stuff. I never expected it to grow the way it did. Number one. Number two, it ended up costing me more money than you'll ever know, and we'll go over that. We'll head over it. But I want you guys to understand how horrible I feel that we're at this position. The most important thing is that by stopping it, I'm now controlling what I need to do, and we'll talk about that soon. There are I've done close to no, I actually have the number. I've done, as far as jobs, and this wasn't people. This doesn't include people that had just wanted games themselves. 209 jobs. If you average it out, maybe 100 figures a box, sometimes 50 at most. If you average it out, it's close to 20,000 figures in 2 years. I get up in the morning, I go to the gym, I do my day job, I come, film content, and then I would, paint and try to squeeze all this in. And it was 16, 17 hours at best, excuse me. If you think you can paint 20,000 figures in 2 years, well, the camera's running, here's a brush, come try to do it. Come try to do it and balance a life. Not to mention, the prior year when the Queen wasn't feeling well. Terry says, must be getting paid by Mini Market and paid well. All right, there's a guy that needs to go. No, I don't get paid by Mini Market. And I don't... All right, I'll handle that. Anyways, and you, my fuzzy friend, should be put in timeout. But whatever. You see, Ice-T said it best, and especially when it comes to social media. People will say anything behind a keyboard because they don't have any fear of getting knocked in the jaw. That's the truth. Okay? It's not like it was on the block anymore. Anybody can say anything and there's no consequence for it. Okay? And, instead of listening, you got some snot being an idiot. But whatever. So, to go on, my plan is to be done by March 1st. And I've implemented that plan and started doing a few things to handle that. I put a lot of blame on myself, but when we start going over this stuff, this isn't a downer video. This is actually a video that is going to actually somehow be pretty uplifting because of everything that we've been able to do and how much we continue to grow and do things. And I want to talk about the channel and Patreon and all this other stuff. I never took a dime from Patreon. Patreon always went back to the community. As a matter of fact, the only thing we have, and I was supposed to break it out, but I it's over there buried, is a wicker basket that I bought that we joke about. I bought this wicker basket from a flea market, and I used the Patreon money for it because I had the Patreon money because I was on my way to go deposit it for somebody. It's a funny thing. I feel horrible because, and I ask for forgiveness. And that's one of the things that's hard to come in front here. And I know people have been waiting, is to sit here and ask for forgiveness in a way. But when you hear this, I think you'll understand, hey, it's not all my doing. It's just my biggest enemy was time. Okay? It wasn't time management. It was time. How much time? You just don't have enough time in a day. And I'm a workaholic as it is. With this gone, it's a weight off my shoulder. Now, let me make one thing perfectly clear. If you are owed something, I printed out a huge database for the past couple of years. And if somebody's owed something, believe me, they will get it. The way I have it calculated, it's 86 jobs. And I know I can get those done by March 1st without losing any quality on the channel. God, I've done 209 as it is. And that's not counting all the other stuff. We have a list, and I'll explain a lot of things, and you'll see how we're going to do this. We're going to do a lot of different things. The thing that has always held me back, and Helen and I talk a real lot, and I kind of am all over the place, but bear with me. I have a lot to say, and I'm trying to get it all in. I always pulled back the curtain from the very first day to now. This isn't a board game channel. This is a community channel. We just happen to play board games, war games. We paint. We do a lot of different things. But the most important thing about it was that with this particular channel, the most important thing was raising money and making a difference in people's lives. Well, now the patron's gone. How am I going to do that? We'll talk about that too. But I want to talk about all the successes. It's holiday season. We just got paid for the last month of the patron, and we're going to try to do something special. I want to make sure that people have food or have things for their kids, like we do every year for Christmas. And we're going to find a way. If you're in need and you're watching this, you know where to find me, novaprimate60@hotmail.com. I'm surprised Helen is right here because, this is the part where I talk a little bit. I've had a few people on this channel over the years. I've had my son. I've had a few other people on here. Some were good. Some were bad. But the most important thing is there's a couple people, one I miss and I feel bad for. And that's Mike. I miss Mike a lot, and I wish he was here to see what we have now. And it's kind of funny, just as we're going, I've tried to do my best. Oh, even Rhonda's here. Oh, for crying out loud. I mean, we have a lot to say. There's going to be, we're going to see how we're going to do. And like I said, with Mike, I miss Mike. Mike came in at a time when I just didn't understand what we were trying to do. I was trying to do everything I could to raise money and stuff like that and do all these wonderful things for people. But Mike, when I pushed Mike too hard, and it was because I was so driven, and we lost Mike because of me, and for that I'm always internally guilty. Now, on the other hand, I ended up getting Helen, and Helen, you guys don't realize that she is the very heartbeat of this channel. She's my attorney. She's somebody, and again, I will be answering questions at the end of this, and I'll be reading your questions as well, or any comments that you may have. But just let me get through this prepared statement, kind of. The funny thing about it is with Helen is that Helen has been everything that you could ever ask for somebody, and her and I have such a tremendous working relationship that I love her dearly for everything that she does, because I don't think I'd get to this point where I am, where we have this community, if it wasn't for Helen, and I love her dearly for it. Terry, I'm sorry. It's all right. I'm sorry. I'm very sensitive today. This has been bothering me for a whole week, and I've been sitting here grinding on how do I talk to you all? How do I tell you all what I feel inside? And you know, I've always been very open with you guys, and more than I think any other channel is that this thing has been built on community, and that's why so many of you stay. And I do this because when I flip that switch, it's talking to people I care about. And I try to grow it and bring in more people so we could just have a safe spot. Not some mechanical guy going, oh, hi, my name is such and such, and we're going to be looking at Star Saga. Now, let me tell you all about, I didn't want to be that. I wanted to be different. And I've met a lot of you, and a lot of you have meant a lot to me, but we'll get to that too. But it's time, the finish line's in sight. This week we did 3 live games, and I had so much fun. We did Tomb, we did D-Day Dice, we did something else. Didn't we do Everdale? Yeah, we did Everdale. Everdell. I absolutely loved it. I just love doing live plays, and I promised, and I went through all the videos, and I was going through the videos, and I was sitting talking to Helen, because she usually keeps me company when I'm painting, and we talk and we figure what we want to do, because she has the pulse on what you guys want to see in a way, because she runs a Discord channel. It used to be mine, but it was too much for me to do, along with everything else I'm trying to do. And we just talk about things. Well, what did you think of that? Did I do all right? Do the 5 cameras make sense? Does this work? Does that work? And in her cruel way, she'll just say, "No, Rob, you have no idea what you're doing." And we figure it out together. And I love her for it, because it's her brutal honesty and her kindness. I have very few friends in this business. And it is a business, and in some ways it's a very dirty business. Everybody wants to preach all this togetherness and everything like that, but it's like Hollywood. There's no difference. There's the guy behind the camera, and then there's a guy off the camera. I always try to bring you the guy. I'm the same schmuck that you'll meet at a convention. I think at times I feel uncomfortable meeting people, because I don't feel I deserve some of the things that you guys say, and that has been always weighted on my shoulders. I'm obsessed. I've always been obsessed with this channel. When I'm at my day job, I'm always thinking about this. I'm always thinking about what I can do better. Not because I want fame and fortune, because that'll never happen. There's only very few channels that can do that. You take a look at Tom. Matter of fact, I actually list them, and I wanted to thank Tom for my start. In a way, if it wasn't for Tom having that Jack Vassal Memorial Fund that he did at the convention, this channel never would have been existed. I built that Death Star to support Tom. And you look at Tom and what he does. Tom has shown that he gets it, and he does it right. And there's a lot of production and a lot that he does, because it's his livelihood. This is how he makes money. I think of Aldi, who are fantastic people. I want to get back to them later, because I have a lot to say about some of the things that I have to do. Let me try to stay in line here. I started skipping around notes. I have a bunch. There were a bunch of games that I promised when I was going through that list. Frostgrave, Crowbar, World at War, numerous dungeon crawls. I said, well, we're going to do this live. But when you have a paint station, you can't set up a game that's going to take you 3 or 4 days to do live. And you can't do it, because you got to take it down, because you got to get back to your patron. Well, I've decided to buy a storage center, and it's going to cost me money each and every month. You know, even though the patron's gone, I don't care. It'll come out of my pocket because, hey, I've been losing money anyways. What does matter? It doesn't matter. And I'm not here to beg money or ask for money. You know, we always tell you that you can, you know, hit the super chat. You can sign up channel membership, and there's ways that, you know, I try to give something back instead of making somebody a producer. I mean, what the hell is that? You know, the other day I get a list from Miniature Market. I'm going to tell this story, and I know it's cutting in between what I got to say, but that's me. I'm all over the place. I get a list from Miniature Market of all the games that are coming out that week. And I look at it and I go, okay, what do I want to make sure that I have for the channel and I want to buy? And I saw this one game and I decided to put the game into and see if anybody did a YouTube video on it. Because let's face it, I don't get games when they come out new. I get them, you know, everybody's already had them sent to them and they looked at them and everything like that. And I'm not the cult of the new. You know, some things I do get and some things I don't. Let's be fair. So, You Built was my first TC Con. It was the highlight of the con. Oh, thank you, Christopher. I'll mention that later. Again, I'm not reading comments till the end of this, and I'll let you know when. So anyways, I'm looking, and there's this guy. He's got 20,000 followers, okay? And there's an important announcement, and I see that he did the game that I wanted to find out what it was. I looked at the game, and I went, no. But I go, wow. He goes, changes in the channel. I go, wow, you know, it looks, I've never heard of this guy. Who is he, you know? And he went on this thing on how the patron wasn't helping support him and being able to do what he does. And then he started with the how hard it is to make a video and how hard it is to edit and how hard it is to do all these things, and that it was up to you to give him a living. What? Do you know how many channels do that? Oh, help us, because it's such hard work to do this, to bring this content to you. No, it's not. That's a bunch of bullshit. And it pisses me off every time I hear it. Yeah, if you want to add in all the special effects, but to sit in front of this camera like I do, and you could ask poor Helen, sometimes 5 videos will pop up, and she'll go, oh, I got to make covers for all these. And then she'll get a snit. But I can make 4 or 5 videos a day. And yeah, it's a pain in the neck to edit it and stuff like that. And I'm not great at editing. But if you want to put all the bells and whistles and all the cutesy little graphics and things and have the background behind you with the big name and all that stuff, what's there? What's the content? What's the message you're trying to... Who are you trying to reach to? No, you're trying to reach out into your own pocket. And that's the truth. Okay? I do what I feel like, when I feel like, and how I feel like. I always hope when I turn on that camera that you'll be there and you'll look at the things that I think are interesting, because they may not be interesting to all of you. Like I said, this isn't a Euro channel, but I play Euro games on here. This isn't a wargaming channel, but I play wargamings on here. And we have a segment that we love, War and Pieces. This isn't an all-out painting channel. This isn't an all-out... dudes on a map, Meritrack, you know, whatever stupid name you want to give things. We do things. We share what we do. This channel, oh, okay. And the guy to sit there with 20,000 people and say, you're not supporting me and I may have to shut this channel, you know, the threat. I'm going to have to shut this down. Buddy, I wish I could say your name, but I'm beyond that. I'll be honest with you. I'll be gosh darn honest. What I lost in a year on this channel, you don't even make in a year. And you don't even make half of it. And that's the bottom line, folks. And it's embarrassing because it's those people that ruin it for people that do a legitimate business. Board Game Geek TV. That's a legitimate business. I know. I sit there. I don't get a paycheck from them. I do what I do for them for 2 reasons, okay? And I'll give you the percentage of what I do it for. Okay? Number one is exposure to the painting hobby, because all I do is painting things there. And I want people that never painted before to see what I see every day. When I walk outside and I see shadows and lights on trees and all the beautiful things that Florida has to offer, I want to share that with people and get them to pick up the paints. Show them how to paint their games, to get more out of these games. That's about 20% of what I do. It's exposure and what I try to do. The other 80% is my love for Aldi. I would never take a dime from him because of how I feel about him as a human being. This is a guy that does everything for everybody. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. And that needs to happen sooner than later. Now, let's get back to the Patreon. Why? Another reason I stopped the Patreon. It has been a complete loss in many ways. So I want to tell you, people have found loopholes and ripped me off. But there have been a lot of excellent people. I have to say how many great people there were. And the things that we were able to do, I couldn't have done without all of you. And I'd like to mention just a handful as well. But so many people. You know, you do something, you're going to get what you deserve. But it's a funny thing. If you decide to do the $10 thing, where you went $10 a month, and then on the 12th month cut it off, that left me with $120. So I had to go out and buy a game, which could cost anywhere from $30 to $50, which is on me, okay, because I didn't think things through. And I have a hard time saying no to people. I really, really do. Then it's going to cost me for a primer. How much is primer? How much is paint? Okay, then the time, you know, it takes time to paint the game. So by the time you get there, you know, when you include all the game, the primers, the paints I would have to use, and those are $6 a bottle. I'm not saying I use a whole bottle in a thing, but, you know, you're always having to buy paint. I was always buying paint and primer. My God, primer. And then you ship it to them, okay? And then you're finding maybe you made $10, $15 to help with a charity, okay? So we ended up losing money in more ways. But the thing that got me was the scumbags, and there were 13 of them, because I know my work. They cut it off on the 12th month, and the one thing I always ask, if you can go a little longer to help with the shipping and stuff like that. But no, they would cut it off, and that's a loophole. These cowards would take the game when they got it, and they would sell it on eBay. And there have been numerous times. One game went for $600. Another game went for $750. This is how much my painted work was getting. Another painted game, $900. And I'm rounding it off, believe it or not. And they would put it up on eBay. And I was like, what the hell am I doing? Why didn't I just paint things and put it up on eBay and raise the money that way? No, I tried to start a Patreon to bring money in for charities, to help people that needed things, to help children that needed food and things like that. You know, and then they would write me and whine, well, how come I don't have my game yet? You know, I did 209 jobs in 2 years, as well as paint for this channel, run this channel, work, and everything else. You know, there was just so many scummy things. And then the guy I caught one guy, but it was way too much. They would go off the Patreon, or they would lower their Patreon to $1. It would fund, and then they would bring it up to $10. And they were doing that. And, you know, a guy got a game painted for $12. You know, and the squeaky wheel always got the noise. So some really good people like Ryan, Jorge, Tim, Sean Makowski, who has helped send cameras at times. One time when I couldn't afford a computer, not that I couldn't afford it, I needed a computer. I needed these AVO things so I can connect the cameras. He would just send things. he still didn't get his painted thing. And that's on me, because I asked Sean, could you just hold on? Let me try to get some of these other things. It became overwhelming, and I lay awake at night wondering, oh my God, I got so much to do. Can I ever see the finish line? Can I see the finish line? And I would work so hard. And I mean, when I say I ask for forgiveness, but so many of you have gotten so many things, and then they just, unsubscribe from the channel, unsubscribe from the patron, okay, well, I got what I wanted. Bye. But there's been a lot of you out there that have been loyal all the way through. Even if you couldn't afford it, you sent $1. That was more than I can ever ask. All that money went to charities. And like I said, okay. And another thing, has anybody ever gotten painter's block? There's a couple of games that I'm really having such a hard time that I get sick to my stomach to try to paint. When you paint something, you paint because you love it. Okay, because I can't wait to see this and see all my friends to see it, so I'm going to paint it. And you become obsessed with it and you paint it. But what about that game you don't want to paint? Massive Darkness. Jorge, I'm sorry. It's hard for me to get through. Blood Rage. It got to the point where I did 15 of those, which one of them went for $1,500 on eBay. Okay, which is just sickening onto itself. All for $120 or I think it was $180 or something. Hey, they're allowed to do whatever they want with it once they get it. But it was just, it put a bad taste in my mouth. And I had to this day, I have 2 more blood rage things to do, and I can't physically look at it and do it because I've done so many. I get physically sick. And it's hard. Painter's block is the hardest thing. It's the most frustrating thing. And not only but paint here. But all in all, like I said, March 1st, I should have it all done. It's not going to stop anything from here. I've set up a separate paint area because 5 shelves are going out, and I'm making a paint area so I can keep this clear, so I can do the things that I promised all the way around. Because that's one thing about me, is if I promise something, I'm going to finish it, and I'm going to do it, I'm going to take it to the end. And I mean that with all my heart. I just want you to hear some of the things that we've been able to do. Like I said, it's 86 things left. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to go about it, because I want you guys to be very informed. But 209 jobs, and that doesn't count all the ones where I just sent games. That I had a paid Miniature Market to send games. I want to thank Miniature Market too. They helped out at times. They said, hey, listen, we'll send a few of these for free for you. And, we'll help you out. We'll send these games to people. They've just been beautiful people. So over the past 2.5 years, and this is where this rips my heart out to stop this, is because, it was to the point where I wasn't able to help as much as I wanted to. There's so many people that need help each and every month. And I would lay in bed not only thinking about painting things, but where's the money going to go? Because as the money decreased, I couldn't send anywhere. And I remember, going to Gen Con and meeting Game Line. And he asked me, is there any way that you can send me a bunch of games for this family? And, we just didn't have the money because somebody needed more. Or we used to have somebody on here, Lisa, and she needed help with her mortgage, but somebody needed something for their children, a medicine for their children that they couldn't get. And I had to sit there. And make a decision. I just met this guy at a con, and he's been loyal, and I can't help him right away. Maybe I can give him some of my games, and then do I pay for this child's medicine? And how many times I took money out of my own pocket? And this isn't here to go, oh, poor Rob, oh, woe is me. This is to let you know where we're at. And how hard things are. Here's the good things that this channel has done. We've made 27 mortgage payments to people throughout the last 2 years that couldn't pay their mortgage. We built an entertainment area for children who go to a cancer camp. We built that whole area, and some of you donated DVDs. We bought, the Queen was able to get them a 65-inch TV a couple of years ago, which cost a bit. We got them a Blu-ray player. We sent 105 games. So while they're getting their treatment, while they're at this cancer camp, that they were able to take their mind off of it while they're getting chemo. Yeah. We sent 48 people gift certificates for 3 months food so they can go shopping because they did not have enough money to go shopping. We've sent 71 games to Toys for Tots. What did I even write here? I feel, oh God, fraternal relief. You know, it's bad when you can't write. This shook me up so bad that it was just hard to even write down. We've given away a total of $29,671 in relief to people who asked for relief in channel. That's just giving them straight cash to help them to get out of things. We've paid $16,441 in medical bills for people that did not have coverage for their children that were sick or they were sick. We've donated 196 games for Christmas over the past couple Christmas. 196 games that we had donated to people that could not afford to get their children things. And I'm not just talking board games. We went down to Walmart and whatever they couldn't afford, we had it sent to whoever. So, you know, no kid should ever wake up Christmas morning with nothing. And we bought one wicker basket for the channel, which is over there. It's actually got some use. It's holding some things. All in all, you know, the whole point of this channel was charity, and now we've taken the charity part of it out. So, how do we go forward? You know, there's good people, there's bad people in the world. I promised my wife I wouldn't just keep on going. But you can't have good. You can't know what good is unless you have evil. Okay? You can't have light without dark. I've said it 1,000 times. You know, a lot of this money I took out of my own pocket. You know, the funny thing about it is the things that people never realized is that whatever I raised, I had to pay taxes on it on top of it because I wasn't smart enough to set up a charity organization. Okay? Or do that. And my accountant looked at me like an idiot. And I can tell you this much. I'm just one man. You know, without Helen, you know, Helen's in St. Louis. I wish she was here because we'd be able to do things more together. And that's why, again, I miss Mike a lot because Mike was a good-hearted kid, and I miss him a lot. And if I ever get to see him again, which I don't know if I ever will, I owe him a big apology. Letting my obsession with things run and just overwhelm things. I've had to make hard decisions. You know, we've helped the homeless as well. But the whole point of this channel was charity. So what's the point of the channel now? What's the point of going forward? What's the point of doing the channel that was originally just made to do charity and spend time and have fun and somehow raise money for people? You know, I've lost a lot of subscribers, you know, because of some of this stuff. And I've gained a lot of subscribers too. I'm not worried about how many subscribers we have. I can tell you this much. I have such a passion for you guys. And this isn't lip service. This isn't some sell job. This isn't some work. You know, it's a passion for the people that are out there. And the Tims, the Helens, the Kabukis, Barbara, who I've grown very close to, and you know, the only difference between her and I, you know, she's a lot better looking. You know, we're the same people. I've tried to figure how do I go forward. Well, I'm going to try some different things. You know, I had an idea for a Kickstarter, and I told another channel how I wanted to do the Kickstarter. I wanted to paint a whole bunch of games and then have a Kickstarter, and on each level, you'd get those games. Pretty good way to raise it, right? Because I figured, you know, because the loopholes in the Patreon, I could do the Kickstarter. Well, somebody stole that idea. When they heard it, they said, that's a great idea, and used it. And I go, well, how do I use that now? So, you know, there's always this competitive thing. And it's the funny thing. The Kabukis. There's only one Kabuki. I'm talking in... God. But, you know, the new trolls. So many of you that are here now, the Zebliks, the Gignus Khans who have been here. Monkey Raff, who's always been here. Saeed, you know, the two-time winner. You know, we used to love just, you know, my wife asked me, she goes, why don't we do another Christmas show like we did? And we did this Christmas show, and she made coffee and cookies, and we put it in front of the thing, and we had a lot of fun, and we gave away things. Well, you know, even that, you know, people tend to find a way to ruin, you know. And I just loved giving away things and doing things and helping people. Another channel decided to stick their head in and get into the roll-off. And the thing was specifically for people that supported the channel, that have been a part of the channel. If I recognized you, I knew. If I didn't, you know, we found a way to figure if you were there. And we were going to give away a table. Well, we gave away the table, and another channel won it. And I was like, oh, no. I'm not going to give it to you. You can kiss my ass, okay? You can kiss my shiny, old, wrinkled ass. And that's exactly what I said. I ended up giving it to a church. And they have board game night every week. And I gave it to them. I just said, here, I'd rather have you have it. I don't care. And I did the right thing. You know, Godzilla, you know, I can name so many of you, from the Tonys, the Godzilla lovers. You know, another person who I got to meet, and I'm going to tell you something, meeting her was very humbling to me. Okay? It moved me very, very deeply, to the point where I was having such a bad convention. There's been a couple of people that, you know, this last convention I went to, the Board Game Geek convention, meeting and spending some time with Barbara and her husband Matt, how moving that was for me. It gave me the strength to go forward. It gives me strength. It's power. It's like, you know, Wonder Twin powers activate. You know, the whole thing. It helped me as a person. You know, because I see some of the struggles that they go through. And here they are. They watch this stupid little channel. And how much it moved me. And how much it means to me. These people. You know, Sue Park, another one. The Brian, I can't say your name. I'm sorry, Brian. You know, I goof up names. I don't say things. I don't know designers. I don't know distributors. I'm not a guy that goes to table to table, company to company, and say, hey, send us things, do this for us, and so forth and so on. Because I always feel guilty. I don't think we can do enough for them. You know, leave it to the big channels. Leave it to Tom, because Tom has a network of people, of great people that are going to get viewership and push their games if he likes their games. And he's a very honest guy. If he doesn't like a game, he'll tell you he don't like it. Me, I don't think I could say if I don't like a game. I don't know why. I don't like to hurt people's feelings. I really don't. But I will tell you this much. And the one thing to learn about me, I'm not an angry person. I grew up in a very tough neighborhood, and I fought every single day of my life. Every day on that bus, I would fight. And I'd go into school and fight. Why? My father was a lieutenant at the time, a police officer, and he was arresting all their fathers. So every scumbag kid would want to fight me because it was my fault that my father put whoever in jail or made their lives tough because they broke the law. And I'd have to fight. And I learned to fight, and I fought hard, never lost a fight. You know, it was a funny thing, I was thinking of fighting. It taught me never to back up, and I won't back up to anybody. And if this year has been a really great year for the channel because we've pulled away. We're not looking for a piece of that pie. We're the whipped cream on top of the pie. So if you're part of that pie, something, we're there in case you like whipped cream and just not the pie. That makes no sense. What it means is everybody's fighting for a piece of this board gaming pie, and we don't need to. We don't have to. And I think going forward, one of the things I learned this year, because I ran into a ton of passive aggressive channels, and me being me, and the reason I'm telling you I would fight, I'm not afraid to just go and say, oh, you know something, I'm not letting you get away with this. I'm not letting you get away with this. And give it to somebody. I gave it to somebody recently at Board Game Geek. There was a kid, and I'm telling stories. I know I got to get through this, which we're doing pretty good, but I'm now to the part where I'm ranting a bit. It's a funny thing. They want so much for you, but it's YouTube. A lot of these channels. But there's a kid from Meet Me at the Table. His name's Barrett. I can never say his name right. He has a hearing problem the way I do, but his is a lot more severe. He's a very nice kid, and he's the kind of kid that is really looking to make a name for himself in this thing. He's a nice kid. So I decided to try to help him, and we were doing Madaria. Well, this one particular channel decided to get a hold of us, and we thought they were pretty good friends to us. Hold on. Guy goes, I'm going on a business trip. When I come back, we'll do a 3-player live thing. And we'll do it on Google Hangouts at the time. And we'll be able to do Madara. Because all 3 of us had the thing. I go, well, I painted everything. We'll do it. When I get back from the business trip. What it was a setup. He didn't want us to be the first to get the videos out. Because I rolled through painting that. And I was ready to go. And a week goes by, and then all of a sudden, a series of videos of his came out. And I saw him, and he came up, hey, Robin, I let him have it. I told him, you know something? You're dirty. You're dirty. Because not what you did to me, but what you did to that kid. Just a kid. I think he had like under 2,000 followers. He's just a kid. Getting his feet wet. He's excited about things. And all kinds of things. Rob, I challenge you to a fight for charity. Well, it's kind of funny you should say that, Danny, because, I was looking at the channel when we were going back, and I couldn't believe how much weight I had put on for powerlifting. And now that I'm done with powerlifting, and on the weekends I'm doing Muay Thai and I'm doing boxing on Saturdays and Sundays. How much weight has come off, and I feel a lot better. I've lost a little bit of power, but my joy has always been doing those things because I've always done them. But I had stopped them to just eat and lift weights. Well, I'm starting to look like a blueberry. So many board games are narcissist assholes. I'm going to say that for you, Andy. Yeah, but there are good people. There really are. There are some really good people. Not cliquey people like they are and this, that, and the other. It's funny how, there's a couple of awards that I always consider that are legitimate. And this December 29th, I think it is, we're going to be giving away the So What Awards. And it's in honor of all those people that think that their awards mean something. There's only 2 legitimate awards that get handed out, and that's anything that the board Tom gives out, Dice Tower. They are legitimate as far as giving awards out. They should give awards out every year. He deserves it. Okay, he deserves to give awards out. The Geek Awards are always the awards, and the Origin Awards. I think that's about it. That's the only ones I think that are legitimate. We're gonna have some fun with awards. He's 5'8", 155. Danny, I really like you. Why don't we just be friends? I think that's better. I'd rather have friends. I'm so humbled that you guys all come here and you watch this and you stick your heads in. And like I said, something, we're going to keep going. We're going to do the best we can. And like I said, every year on March 1st, when I plan to be done, we'll see if I physically can keep going. I've been diagnosed with pretty bad illness. And I'm dealing with it. It's not stopping me from going to the gym, weightlifting, or, if you think you're going to get one over on me, no. My hands are going, my eyes are going. I'm an old man, and I think I'm out of touch with a lot of you younger guys, but I tried to be, I tell you at the end of everything, I love you all. And I don't think I can ever be more serious about anything. I really, really do. So many of you have brightened my day, and you've made my life worth living. You've saved my life in a lot of ways. Of course, I have my wife and my family and stuff like that, but you've given me purpose. I feel that, I have a job where things are bad. There's nothing happy about it. Okay. My job, there's nothing happy what I have to do on a daily basis. And don't ask me what my job is. Tony's watching from his hospital bed. And here's another guy. This just breaks my heart. There's so many of you that are in need, and so many of you that mean so much to me. I try to tell you each and every day, and I promised myself I wouldn't get, but, I just want to try to keep going because you gave me purpose. And the Queen even said, something, you love this so much. It means so much to you. I just want to see you happy. And I wasn't happy. There was just too much, and people taking advantage and overwhelming. It was overwhelming. And now I'm wondering, how do I help that kid that needs food on a monthly basis? I'll sell every game I have. I'd rather not have any games and have people taken care of. We're going to do another auction, January. We're going to wait till after Christmas. But I'm going to raise up some games, and we're going to try to raise some money so we can just try to do it once a month where it's a couple of boxes, but at least we're giving something to somebody and helping somebody. So if you need something, keep writing. I will take it out of my own pocket. I will do everything I have to. Another thing with channels, which is always funny, is how they go, oh, well, I had to pay for equipment. Well, you're choosing to do this. Well, you should pay for your own equipment. And I can tell you this much. Sean, who has helped out a lot. Sean Mikowski, I owe you more than I can ever say. And some of you that have just sent things, or people that just sent a game. There's a game up here, Phase Line Smash. It was a guy who was in the service, and he was actually in Afghanistan. And he said, I want you to have this game because I was in this, and I haven't been able to get it to the table, and that hurts me. there's so many good people and there's so many bad people. It's such a balance, but I choose to make this channel something good for all of us, you know. And if we have to stay in our own little universe, and we do get support. And there's a person I have to mention, because I said there's only a few people in this business that I care about, and one is Barbara. The other is Pete Shirey. I believe that's how you say it. Pete and I talk at least an hour to 2 hours a week when I'm always driving home from work. I get all my things out. I get all my, my not insecurities. That's the wrong word, because I've never been insecure. When I'm unsure of what to do next, I've always been able to talk to him. And we talk about the business, and we talk about those that are corrupt, and then we talk about good things too. But I've had a lot of bad experiences with Simon. Like they always forget the channel and things like that. And but he made sure, he always fought until he got me in front of the new manager that came in, and he said, something, with everything that you've been through, because there have been some stories, and I don't want to talk about the stories. He goes, we will always support your channel, and because the goodness that you've done. And we went one further, and we painted some games. But Pete has always been there for me, and he is the closest thing that I can have to a best friend, because I've never had a best friend in my life, and it's the truth. I was always not picked on, but shunned, because my father, it wasn't cool to be a cop in an Italian neighborhood. Right when, and I had to fight for everything I ever had. I was a jock. I get bored of sports because it's the same thing, and I was so good at them. I just go, I can do this anytime I want. What do I care? And I always gravitated to the kids that were playing Dungeons and Dragons. I hate when people call them nerds. They're not nerds. Oh, well, nerds are cool now. No, they're human beings. Everybody's a human being. And I was always gravitating to them, but I got shunned by them too, because, hey, you're one of those guys that always beat us up. And I just wanted to fit in somewhere, and I never did. I was always by myself. And when I got older, my kids became my life. My son was my best friend. My grandson is my best friend. My son was my best friend in the whole world, and he now has his own family and his wife and things, and we get to spend time together, but it's not like when the Jarl was here and we were playing games and stuff like that. Now I have this beautiful granddaughter. And what's next? Hopefully maybe in 5 years, if I can just keep going, if I can just, she'll be old enough and she'll be on here with me, I've struggled with a lot of things. I've tried to make a lot of friends in this business, but it's only what you can do for them. I thought I was getting close with certain people, but no. Aldi's another one. Like I said earlier, Aldi is the world to me, and I will keep painting on his channel until he doesn't want me to. And I will do anything for that man. Like I was saying, I started writing a list of names of all the people I played to. Eugene, thank you. There's no reason to send money, but thank you so much. Thank you so much. It means a lot. I wrote down names. I mentioned have some: Kevin, Sean, Jorge, Godzilla Lover, Sue, Charlie P, Dennis, Dave, Tim, Helen, Barbara, Kabuki, Danny, all of you. When I turn this on, I think of all of you. I've had some kind of personal connection with all of you, and that's why I turn it on. Thank you so much, Eugene. Thank you. Gotta go, but here's a little bit for Christmas. Thank you. Well, we'll make sure it falls in the right hands. I promise you that. The heartbeat of this channel is you guys, and it's not a sell job. And I see people using the same lines they watch, and they try. They're disingenuous, if that's a word. And it's just sometimes it's frustrating, and then other times I just go, whatever, I don't care. I went on that rant. I talked about that. Where we go. Oh, yeah, I am going to do a award show. It's going to be a complete joke, but it is going to be the favorite games from this year. But it's the So What awards. You won the award. So what? Get it? So one final thing, and I'm gonna take some questions here, and some comments. Now would be the time to Aldiism mention. Like I said, now you know why. These names here, these are the first 6 people that we are going to be working on their patron stuff. And as I get those off this week, I've got a couple things already to send out and some things I'm still working on. But these 6 people, and every week we will go over the list and you'll see new names. So you'll know where you are. And when I contact you and we finally decide what we're going to do, or if I need you to send something to me or so forth and so on, that we will be able to put you up on the list once we remove a couple names. Matter of fact, a couple names are going to be off that list early. Taffer, thank you so much. Thank you, Taffer. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. Thank you. With all my heart, thank you. But that's the way we're going to do it every week. We will go over the list, and I will change names in there so you know where you are. Christopher, thank you. Jeez. Guys, thank you so much. You're too kind. Whoa. What did I do here? Okay, hold on. Oh. If I can help only a little bit. Listen, I'm not asking you to help me. Every once in a while, if you want to drop $1, in the super chat, or sign up, to get your name to turn green, because I'm still trying to figure out what to do that, or buy some, we're going to have some t-shirts and stuff like that. Finally, we got that squared away. Thank you so much, Wrath. Thank you. Thank you. And all this money we're going to use, we're going to take care of somebody. The Queen needs to do a Best Hallmark Special award. Yes, she will be doing that. And I'm actually going to wear just a tie and a shirt, maybe. No baseball cap. I'll have her comb my hair, and she'll trim my eyebrows like she's always... She yelled at me today. I need to trim your eyebrows. I need to cut the hair over your ears. I need... Oh, my God. I got to do that. Zeblik, dude. Thank you. Thank you. You're all being too kind. Listen, if you have some questions, please let me know. Tom's Zebro, another one. So many of you just been so good, and I can't thank you enough. What's this? Hold on. There's another Matt. Thank you. Matt's another one. I've even, to the point I got so behind, I sent Matt the game just so he could play it until I can ask him to send me the figures. I tried to do things. Jorge, he sent me the figures. I've worked halfway through on Massive Darkness. He wanted to play the game. I sent him another game just because I felt bad. We really do try here, and I just want you all... Beef Cafe? Beat Cafe. That's a cool name. Thank you so much. Thank you, my friend. A lot of you hide behind the things, and I just like to tell you, I feel you there. I really do. Doug Roberts, I love to help, but I'm on SS. You know where you're helping, Doug? Just be here. Be part of the channel. I hope we can help you, maybe. That's more important. I'm not looking for help, and I thank all of you for doing this, but all this money is going to go to somebody that needs it. Wrong, Matt. Oh, sorry, Matt. I don't have my glasses on. Crying out loud. Oh, it is the wrong Matt. Matt, I'm sorry, but thank you anyways. Jeez, I mean... Boy, I could just trip over things. You know, we. I'd rather help you guys. I'd rather move you somehow. Maybe to pick up a brush or buy a game that you really want. Something that you can spend time. I'm the other Matt. There. See, I couldn't see because I always could tell by the paper. There, it's Matt. There we go. Ugh. But I told Matt's story, not Matt Smith. Matt, thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. Beef Cafe, I can't thank you. Beat Cafe. What does that mean anyways? I'd love to find out. So I'm just overwhelmed and very thankful and very blessed. Thank you all so much. Terry, I am in the same boat, Doug, but mine is VA disability. And it is nowhere near enough for a month. And see, these are the things that we would get in the emails, and I still get. And if you need help, if you guys need anything, it's novaprime860@hotmail.com. The only thing I'm doing is I'm just not going to be raising money. I'll find a way to get it myself and do what I can to make a difference to people. Confidence and painted about 12 minis after watching Rod. Thank you, Zeblik. That means that's all. That's another reason why I only do it. I think it's safe to kickstart Frosthaven. Bjorn. Well, Rob, you did succeed in moving me towards war games, and watching your channel helped me to get some ideas when I design my games. Well, you know something, that means a lot because you've always been so critical of the channel, and I always let your things stay up. And not critical, but you've always said things, and I go, oh man, I don't think this guy likes me sometimes, but I like you. Boy, I'm not even going to try to say this one. Guilty. Rob made me buy the whole Dungeon Saga game, and 3 days ago arrived the last expansion. It's a good game. And aren't you wondering where it's going to show up on our top 109? We can't even do a top 100 without changing it because we have to be different. Rob, I had gotten info into HeroClix. I thought you would get the new WWE set. They also released a deep cuts unpainted line of X-Men. I saw that. I have Parkinson's. Oh, Walt. People like Rob help me pick up the brush. Love you. I love you, Walt. And if you ever need anything, Walt, we're here. Rhonda, you don't know how bad my heart breaks. I wish I could have done more for you in so many different ways. You lost your home and everything, and I know you haven't been around, but you just can't understand how much it bothers me every single day. I wish I could have just sent you a bunch of money, but a guy was on. I don't even want to talk about the story because that rips my heart out too. You do an amazing job leading the charge to brighten someone's day. Thank you for having such a wonderful, inclusive community. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you for your service at Terry. Terry, yes, thank you. Beef Cafe. It was the name of a local music site I ran years ago. We settled on the name Beat Cafe. I keep on saying Beef Cafe because Beat Cafe was taken. Brilliant. My pay went from $60K a year to just around $38 a year. Ugh. Captain Carl 8, how are you, my friend? That's another thing. I was listing off the games that we want to come back and do, but we're going to be doing, our wrestling show. I loved our wrestling show. It was campy. We can't forget the little fella here. He hasn't been around. He's actually out because we called my grandson, and we cheered him up. He had his Christmas concert, and we told him that the Tiger was watching. I'm going through Mechs versus Minions at the moment. Thanks for being you, dude, and encouraging us to paint. Thank you so much. Captain Carl, thank you so much. Thank you. You have no idea how much this means. I can't. I'm. This is why I am This is why this channel will be here, and I don't care how banged up I am. I always dig deep because you guys see it. You guys figure it out. You know who's real. You know who's not real. I don't have to tell you. There's a lot of dirty people out there, but there's a lot of good people. A lot of people that care about the hobby. They really, really do. The Aldis, the Toms, the Rodneys, the Chazes. I can go on and name them off. Ricky Royal, who I think, to me, is probably one of the greatest unsung channels ever. And I love that guy. I really do. Whenever I need an idea or something, he always does something cool, and I go, oh, man, I got to try to do that. I can never do it as good as him because he's just awesome. Your relentless positivity is inspiring, Rob. Whether it's getting me to paint all the minis I have or do something, wrong glasses, to help people in my own community. It's a wide arc of inspiration, buddy. Thank you so much. I'm playing Ambush because of you, Rob. I need a silver start. Can't find it anywhere for under $250. Well, silver star. Let's see what we can do. Danny, I am perpetually seeking that expansion too. Well, I'm going to break out the Ambush and the Silver Star. Maybe we'll do that over the holiday. I have 3 weeks off, so we're going to be spending some time together, and I think we'll have some fun together, and I'll be able to get a lot of painting done too. Wrestling shows were really fun. We'll be back, I promise you. Danny, I'm mad at you. I cannot even get the base game of Ambush. Terry, I appreciate you keeping us in your thoughts. But we're so lucky to have family and friends, and I am glad you were able to help other people. You have no idea how I feel, Rhonda. You have no idea how I feel. You are one of the bright spots here. I've always admired your strength, your courage, and just who you are, and I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful that you come here. Soulthong. Said it once, and I'll say it again. You are a Renaissance man and an inspiration. To be able to paint at your rate, be a family man, take care of your health, and manage your channel, we appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Godzilla Lover, I still love to send some games for the auction. Okay. Things are a bit rough here, but that's the least I could do. Listen, I'll find a way to pay shipping too. No, you won't pay shipping ever. We'll figure things out, Godzilla Lover. You are an inspiration to me more than you can ever imagine. And you and I believe it's your boyfriend or it's your husband. I keep on forgetting, who was very nice when we met and gave me an uplifting experience that helped me get through a very difficult con. I am almost done with Descent, Rob. You gave me the inspiration and the confidence. Thank you so much. Whoa, Christopher, what are you doing? Oh, thank you, Rob. Keep doing what you're doing. You help a ton of people. You're epic. Your friend, Chris. Here's another guy. When we were just a small channel, believed in our channel. We did Secrets of the Lost Tomb, and I think we butchered it. And I've done it other times before, and he always would step in. He was always friendly to this channel. He didn't care how many people we had, and we would stop time to help him. And he's got another great game coming out. Grindhouse is out, and Secrets of the Lost Station, which is one of my most anticipated games. I was going to make it for 2020, but he actually is going to be sending us a game. And he just donated $100 for us to help people. I mean, people like that. People like Christopher. The guys at Flying Pigs. The guys at Flying Frog that have always been nice to us. The people, I can't say enough about... how am I forgetting this company? Chip Theory Games. that have been kind to us. But Christopher has been a friend. We've talked on the phone, just about nothing about games. It was never about me trying. I've never asked him for anything, but he always would send us stuff and just say, here, and never ask anything, and we always take care of him. This is the kind of companies that you want to back. Everything at Epic Games. He works hard. He does his best, and just there's so many games that have been friendly. Come On Games and Pete and everybody has been so good to us. I'm blessed, and I've always been very thankful. Always very thankful. Never had to ask anything. Cosmos, another one. Who just, hey, you play our games, let's give you a few things to take a look at. And they've made it easier because I pay for things. I pay for more things than you'll ever know, just to bring something to you. Matter of fact, I just paid $200 to bring in Nemesis, which will be here this week, by the way, folks. And it's something I wanted to paint because everybody was always asking, when you're going to do Nemesis. Julian, thank you so much. I came on here to ask for forgiveness and to try to explain how things are. And you guys just do it again. You always do it. You're so kind, and I mean this. I love you all. Thank you. Thank you. It's people like that deserve good business, and they make damn good games on top of it. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you, Julian. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. We'll be able to help some people this holiday. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. You got Nemesis? You lucky. Yeah, I went, well, Barb, I went on, if you go on the Geek Market thing and you ask people, you can get them in. I was I'm lucky to get one. It cost more. I paid more than I should, but I just think it's one that we should paint on the channel. I mean this, and I want you guys to really listen to what I'm going to say. This is just all, I've always tried to talk to you mostly like you're my children, and some of you are older than me. But I always think, the things I've done, the times I've been around the world, the things I've seen, the people I've seen, the beauty and the ugliness, I can tell you this much, and it's one thing I've learned through life. You're defined by the people that you keep company with or you surround yourself with. You're defined by the people that you surround yourself with. And I surround myself with a channel of good, kind people. And it just makes me better. And I'm very thankful and blessed. And, there's a couple things I can tell you, and I'll say it again. My wife saved my life more than you can ever imagine. I was lost. You never hear me talk about my family much, and I can tell you this much. At that time in my life, I just, military guy, and I just needed someone that was going to take the time to make me feel like I was loved for once. And she did unconditionally. And she is the light of my life. When she got ill a year or two ago, and she was sick for that whole year, and I was afraid I was going to lose her. Until my best friend, who was a very good friend of the family. He is my best friend now, believe me, because he saved her. Took and had me bring her down to the hospital because the other doctors couldn't help her, and she was just getting worse and worse, and saved her. It's plain and simple. And there isn't a day that I don't tell you guys how much I love you, of course, and that tomorrows are never guaranteed. and what a blessing every day is. No matter what you believe, it doesn't matter what you believe. There's nothing wrong with having faith and hope. They're two of the greatest words that you will ever have. And she is the light of my life. And then you guys. Of course, the rest of my kids and family and stuff like that. Of course, my dogs. My family. My family is everything to me. They have defined me. But you have defined me as well. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. And I can't thank you enough. And I went an hour and 17 minutes. What am I doing? I promised her I'd be off in an hour. I'm just blown away and moved. Thank you, Christopher. Next time I see you, I know you'll be sweaty as usual, but I'll always give you a hug. It doesn't matter, because he's usually setting up his booth in 250 degrees, but I always give him a hug. It didn't matter, because I love the guy. I always have. I would love to play Nemesis, but currently too occupied with other games. Dutch, another person I love to death. He's in the green too. Thank you so much for that. I found your channel, Godzilla Lover said, I found your channel at a very low point in my life, and you helped me in so many ways, more than you can ever know. For me, what else matters? Barbara with a couple of amens. Boy, she's throwing amens out like she's the preacher on a Sunday. Packed up at PAX Unplugged. Have a wonderful Christmas and a happy holidays. Talk to you soon. It's an epic channel, and you're an epic person. And thank you so much. Thank you so much, Christopher. Be safe. Yes, the family atmosphere here is amazing. Ugh. Hooligan Bear, thank you. Thank you so much. No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. From here, thank you. This is a family. See you on Facebook. Thank you. See you on Facebook, says Barbara. And we'll have that Secrets of the Lost Station soon. I can't wait for that. Let's see. What else? With faith, hope, and love, with the greatest of all these being love. Nice one, Prophet. Nice one. Benjamin Nicholson. So I just logged in. Boy, have you missed. You missed. Thank you, Hooligan Bear. Thank you so much. Thank you. Walt, thank you. Hugs right back. But it is Sunday. Yes, it is. And she's preaching from the top. I'm going to hit the hay now. But Rob, keep up the good work. Painting, reviewing, and demos in an easygoing atmosphere. That's what I like about the channel. Well, thank you so much. And I hope I can keep on giving you the best of what we can do. Not all of it's going to be great. Not all of it's going to be bad either. But we'll do it together. We're coming to the end of a new year. Of a year, and ready to start a new year. Usually people say new year, new me. I can tell you this much. New year, old me. And for me, that's a blessing. And for all of you, I look forward to doing it with you. But finally with a great weight off my shoulders. Finally to a point where I can get us to where we need to be. I'm going to go now, and I'm going to thank each and every one of you that donated. Thank you so much. The kindness is beyond things. Eric, have to go to bed. I'll have to see the rest tomorrow. I'm going to wrap it up. Rob, tagged you in Instagram. If you get a minute, check my minis. One other thing. Hooligan Bear, thank you so much. I'm just glad I'm in place that I can help a little bit. Listen, thank you so much. It means the world, and it means a world to someone. Send me your pictures of all your painted stuff. At the end of the year, I always do where I show off all your talent. And please send your pictures to novaprime860@hotmail.com. Thanks for reminding me. and send that so I can put the video together, because I always like to play it towards the end of the year here. And thank you. Jens, you have been fantastic. You've been here forever. You are all fantastic. I'll be honest, I haven't been feeling the greatest around the holidays, but this stream touched me and has caused some deep reflection, and I feel blessed to have been here. Thank you, Taffer. And Taffer, we're always here. We're always here. Wojciech, lots of love from Poland. Dobrze. I love my Polish heritage. I do. I love every heritage, and I love all people, and I just look forward to the next year. All of you, thank you so much. Should I send some pictures of my self-made Hero Quest 2? Whatever you do, whatever creativity you do, please send them, and we're going to make a wonderful video like we do every year. We used to do it every couple months, but I like doing it once a year, so it's long and it fits my big theme song that goes for 5 minutes and 60 seconds of just 59 seconds of just greatness of rock and roll 80s hair metal, and talks about yours truly, the national treasure, which was Helen's biggest joke. Listen, thank you so much. Again, we're just going to keep doing what we do and do it as well as we can. I'm going to sign off now. Thank you. Thank you for everybody that donated. Thank you for everybody that's a part of this channel. Thank you for everybody that has supported the channel in one way or another, whether you're a developer, a distributor, a company, Greenbrier, another one that's been wonderful to us, sent us some of the extras when we did the video for Folklore. Thank you all again. You are all a blessing. Thank you. And I will see you. Well, guess what? We have a video. Anyone can send it. Anyone can send it. If you're on this stream, you're part of the community. Anybody can send it. Anybody can send it. Please send all the pictures you want, because we're going to have a great time with them. Again, love you all. We will see you soon. Tomorrow, matter of fact. Bye now.